Hello, What Culture? It's Tuesday, if you are watching this on the day it goes live. And you know what that means? It means Monday Night Raw happened at some point on a Monday, and that means come Tuesday, which is the day today, if you are watching this on the day it goes live, we got to go through it. We've got to give the good bits and up, and we got to give the bad bits a down. Otherwise, who knows what happens? Maybe the world implodes, or maybe aliens come down with their little laser guns, pew pew, and kill us all. Unlikely that ups and downs, is responsible for anything like that. You just don't know. Anyway, my name is Simon from What Culture. This is Ups and Downs for Raw. So you know what we do. There's ups and downs. I like the opening to Raw. It was no nonsense and to the point, and that is what I am all about. It's not true at all. I'm a big ball of nonsense, but still, it's getting up. The basics were that Kurt Angle was in the ring, and then Roman Reigns arrived in the crowd, even though he's meant to be suspended, and the Raw GM told him to get out of here. But of course Reigns didn't get out of here, because he's one cool dude. Instead, he said he wants Lesnar right now, and if he wasn't going to get Lesnar, he's going to set up a little chair in the ring, and he's going to sit there until he gets what he wants. Much like Stone Cold Steve Austin did about 20 years ago. Naturally, as he was trespassing, eventually the police turned up to arrest him, and Roman went along for it for a while, but eventually thought, nah man, I don't want to get arrested by no cops, so he started beating them up even though his hands were cuffed. That's how strong and cool Roman Reigns is. He started throwing them around like pasta, whatever that means, but of course, this left him vulnerable because, he's got his hands cuffed. So who arrived on the scene? That's right, it was Brock Lesnar, and he kicked the absolute hooey out of one Roman Reigns. He beat him up with suplexes and chairs. It was so bad he had to get stretchered out. So then Brock returned and he started beating him up in the stretcher. Now the point here is that we're meant to see Lesnar as the heel, and Michael Cole on commentary was even like, oh, he's such a coward. This was just a big strong dude beating another guy up. I don't hate that. That's what wrestling's all about. I don't think this is going to work. However, good opening segment, and finally, we got a bit of a brawl between Lesnar and Reigns. Onwards to Mania 34, which is over there. Another up too, because the Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss execution and story is the best damn thing the WWE have done with the women's division in ages. It started with Alexa Bliss coming out and pretending she felt bad about everything she said last week about Nia Jax. Obviously, halfway through she went, nah, I'm only kidding. Nia Jax deserved everything she'd got, and I'd do it again. And wonderfully, this got major heat from the fans, because Alexa Bliss is doing everything right. Also, Major Heat should be the name of a WWE character. Think of the fun Vince Russo could have had with that. For some reason, we then got an Asuka versus Alexa Bliss non-title match. I don't know why, it was fine. And it eventually ended when Alexa Bliss just left the ring, because she was like, I can't hang with Asuka, I know this. But the whole point of this was the setup that came afterwards. Nia arrived on the scene looking for blood, and quite hilariously, Alexa Bliss kept using Mickie James as a shield, and it did work to a certain extent, because Mickie James got thrown into that weird electronic barrier under the ring, or on the ring, and Alexa Bliss just ran off. But I tell you, I really like Nia Jax. Good work, WWE. You did it. It got better as well, because Bliss then went straight to Kurt Angle and said, look, you need to suspend that girl. She's gone crazy. And Kurt Angle's like, I ain't suspending no one. I've seen what you've been doing. It's terrible, and your punishment is that now you got to face Nia Jax at Mania 34 for the Women's Championship. And I really want to see Nia Jax win. Seriously, this has all been very well done. However, WWE, let's not pull a WrestleMania 19. And it was Braun Strowman time after this, and while last week, when I was away, I would have given what he did to the entire tag team division a down, he basically jobbed out a load of teams. This is the direction WWE are going. I do enjoy what they did here, so it's getting it up. It started with Braun telling us that he is going to get a partner for WrestleMania 34, then the bar interrupted. They were like, doesn't matter who your partner is, you can't beat us, we're the best. And Braun Strowman was like, ha 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 ha, of course I can beat you, I'm Braun Strowman, I'm getting the biggest push in the company, you're just Sheamus and Cesaro, and you were basically put together because creative had nothing to do with you. He didn't say that. That didn't come out in his promo. I'm saying that because I truly believe at WrestleMania 34, whoever Braun's partner is, Strowman is going to win. Then we had a match between Braun Strowman and Cesaro, and Strowman won because of course he did, because he's facing Cesaro, and you face Cesaro, you're always going to lose or win, whichever way around, everything was won. So that was, if you could make sense of that, well done, you're having a great day. But yes, Strowman won, Cesaro lost. All of this is by the by though, because the real excitement here is who on earth is going to be Braun Strowman's tag team partner. A lot of people are saying it's going to be Elias, and that would make absolutely no sense. Is that how the world works now? You get crushed by a piano, and then you go, yeah, I'll team with you, so don't do that. And of course, the answer is staring us in the face. Repo Man. It's time to bring Repo Man back, so make sure you go on Twitter at WWE, send the messages with hashtag Strowman and Repo. What a great name for a team. Or, his name is Braun Strowman, so it can be Stro-Man. But the Stro is for Strowman, the man is for Repo Man. bad. And down next, though, as all the problems I just mentioned reared their head because we did get the Titus brand versus the Revival, and no one gave two craps. Down. It was a short match, and after the Revival won, they got on the microphone and said not only are they going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but also they'll be the first team to ever win it. Which makes absolutely no sense. And we had a promo package next for Mark Henry going into the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. Gets an up. It's back to the downs though, because to be honest with you, I just don't really like what WWE is doing with Sasha Banks and Bayley. So yeah, it's a down. It's not really their fault either. I just don't like the storyline we're heading in here. I don't like the direction. Basically, Bayley is mad at Sasha Banks because Sasha Banks tried to win at the Elimination Chamber, which is the whole point of pro wrestling. That's what we've got. We've just got two whiny people, and I get it. Bayley's meant to be the heel, so she can whine, but it doesn't work. And also, people are also booing Sasha Banks. There is no good guy, bad guy in this. It's just meh. It's just there. Also, Sasha mentioned here that she's going to try and win the Women's Battle Royal, much as she did the Elimination Chamber, which I think means we're actually getting Sasha Banks and Bayley in that Battle Royal as opposed to a one-on-one match. Don't like that either. Then there was a fight between Absolution and themselves, and of course they lost. They started arguing again, and this was just, I don't know. It was like seeing a bird on a tree. You expected it, but it didn't do much. John Cena strolled out next to try and goad The Undertaker into his big WrestleMania 34 match, getting it up. So far, Taker hasn't replied either way, and that's annoyed Big Match John, as it would. Sometimes you need a yes, or sometimes you need a no, and then you can get on with your life. When you don't have the answers, you're kind of stuck in limbo. So I can't understand where you're coming from, John. It is very unfair. Clearly they are going to do this at this point, because otherwise it'd be ridiculous. But on this evening, Kane came out instead. He took his big hand, he wrapped it around John Cena's neck, and he gave him a choke slam. But imagine if this did mean we got Kane versus John Cena at WrestleMania 34 instead. Ultimate WWE troll. I'd like it. It kind of worked though, because it gave Kane something to do, it gave Cena something to do. Then they can have a match next week, and who knows, maybe John can beat him up so bad, The Undertaker comes out and he's like, oh, how dare you do that to my own flesh and blood. Now we're going to have a scrap. I stand by it, however. If the dead man comes back as the American Badass, I'm fast forwarding that match. It was Intercontinental title stuff after this, and while it was all right, I kind of realised once here again, yes, I don't really care about this, so it's getting it down. And don't get me wrong, this was all right. The Miz cut a decent enough promo, and the Miz Taraj kept throwing their 2 cents in there. That was quite funny. And at one point, the A-lister even called Finn Balor and Seth Rollins Prince Devitt and Tyler Black, and that was their names before they came to the WWE. And I like when they do stuff like that. They're like I'm some special guy that's in on the gang. But then we got a match between the Miz Taraj and Balor, Gallows and Anderson. And all of a sudden the Balor Club are back. That's another problem with the whole Strowman stuff earlier. I don't think we've seen them together as a unit on TV in weeks. And when we did see Gallows and Anderson, they were getting beaten up by a monster. Balor's team eventually won, but then the Miz Taraj took advantage and they were putting the boots to Balor. So who came out to make the save? Of course it was Seth Rollins. They stared each other down. Seth was like, you owe me one. I was like, no he doesn't. He didn't ring you up and ask for your help. You came out. You can't ask a favour when you just give a favour from nowhere. That's not how this works. And I tell you, the match at Mania 34 will be great. I just think the build is a tad underwhelming. We got a cool Ronda Rousey / interview package next though, and I think this did a really good job in not only putting over Rousey, but also answering lots of questions you may have had up. Best you go watch it really, because you'll get a lot out of it, and then apparently, well not apparently, I've seen it, but after Raw had gone off air, there was something just for the live crowd where she beat up Dana Brooke for a while. Picked her up and just whoop, threw her over her shoulder. So I guess it's nice she was there, and that's that. Did I give it an up? I don't know, I mean it's an up. But yeah, that was weird. Now, this week's Raw did end with the ultimate deletion, and while no, it wasn't as crazy as some of the stuff that's happened in the past, it was still hilarious. It still made me laugh. I still enjoyed it from start to finish. It's getting a massive up. I'm not sure if we can just go through everything here, because really, you should just go and see it. I mean, the damn thing started with a weird digitized version of Matt Hardy, and all your favourite characters turned up, including Senor Benjamin and Brother Nero. Brother Nero was there too. On that note, however, it is here where all of this stuff has gone wrong. I think WWE could have told a much better story as to who Woken Matt Hardy is and what happened, and really eked it out instead of kind of going, well, he's 0, and now all of a sudden he's 100, and Brother Nero sums that up. If you've never seen these before, you're going to be like, what the hell happened to Jeff Hardy? And there's no explanation. With all that aside, this was my favourite ending to Raw in years because it's just so silly, and as I said, I love silly, and it also reminded me why I love pro wrestling, because sometimes you can just do whatever the hell you want, and I think WWE, do these, I don't know, 3 times a year. That'll do. Once every 4 months, throw a final deletion, ultimate deletion, whatever you want to call it, into my face. But hey, go and watch it and decide for yourselves. But brilliantly, Matt Hardy did win this when he pinned Bray Wyatt, and then he threw him into the lake of reincarnation. Hopefully, that is the perfect angle to, allow Bray Wyatt to be born anew and he can become something different and he go on a new path where he doesn't suck. I think that would be pretty good. And I said that like the lake of reincarnation is actually real. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's Raw. Like, share, and subscribe. And over to WhatCulture.com, read some articles, and go to Twitter and follow WhatCulture at WhatCulture WWE. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Today I look like the kid from E.T. That's why the hood is up. Happy E.T. Day, not a thing. See you soon.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe below, and if you're looking for more content like this, then try a few things that are floating about around my ears. It might be fun. I can't promise it though, but it might be.